Okay, this is a little training video for my library. There's two things I want to reiterate in this video, and that's when you're day trading, there's a good time to buy and a bad time to buy, good time to sell and a bad time to sell. Also, breakthrough, backtest, continuation seems to me are creating some of the best follow through in terms of the distance that the trade moves in your direction in your favor. So that's always something you want to keep in mind. And the third thing I want to talk about is focusing most, if not all, your attention on the 10 o'clock hour, specifically beginning sometime around 10:20 a.m. and running till the end of the hour. So let's get into those three items really quick. Good time to buy, bad time to buy. Generally speaking, a good time to buy is when your price is stacked above its EMAs. Now, this is the 15-second EMA, this is the 1 minute, this is the 5 minute, and this is the 1 hour. So as you can see, we got a breakout here, and they're starting to fan out, right? They're stacked. So when they begin to fan out, that's the best time, obviously, to get long because you're early in the trend. But what you need to do is you need to find something that is a back test and continuation trade because you want to always be buying or selling pullbacks. So in this particular case, I was actually looking at this one the other day, and I saw that we had a massive breakout here at 9:30 straight up. I looked at the very first consolidation point, and then there was a pullback and a breakthrough of that consolidation, and then a back test of it. Now, I had my finger on the trigger. For some reason, I didn't pull the trigger, but that would have been a nice little trade right there. That's a first consolidation, okay, a breakthrough, a back test, and a continuation. So that's something to get now. It's a good time to buy, right? Why? Because everything's stacked. You've got uh, 15 second above the 1 minute, above the 5 minute, above the 1 hour. Everything's stacked, fanning out. It's early in the trend. It's a good time to buy. You could buy here and then another strategy, and then just ride this 1 minute midline all the way up into resistance up here, which is actually based on a former swing high over here on the 1 hour chart. So that was marked as a resistance area. So that's a potentially a good way to trade that kind of a thing. Okay, I want to show this to you again on the other side. So what happened here is we had news. Okay, we had actually let's go back and look at this one more time here. We're going to look at the 15 minute. You get a sense of where the 15-minute swing points are on Friday. So I want to show you Friday real quick here, and I got a little bit. Getting a little bit. Is that the 15? No wonder that's a 1 hour. No wonder I can't see it. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, on the 15 minute, on Friday, you had that breakout that happened at 9:30, right here, right. But it was part of a swing that actually on the 15 minute you can see it more clearly. The pivot point was down here at around just around 9 o'clock. So a good thing to do is to go ahead, and if that's a major pivot, right, and you're looking at that on your 15 going, I want to, that is a major pivot. So if I get a breakthrough and back test of that pivot, then I want to be involved in that. So because it's a 15-minute chart, you're not going to be able to pinpoint things as much as say like a 15-second chart. So what I do is I want to take a rectangle, okay, and put it on right here, and put it in there. So now I've got from the base of the two candles that are pivoting to the tip of the wick of the longer candle that pivot, which is the long side candle. So what I'm going to be looking for later in the session around the 10 o'clock hour, remember I talked about the 10 o'clock hour, you're going to have a breakthrough, and if you get a back test of that area, which is happening right here, then you're going to be looking to go ahead and get the continuation. So again, breakthrough, back test, continuation. And this line right here is the 5-minute EMA. It's on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, I took 1/3 of the standard um, um, cloud level, which is a 9, and put a 3 on it. So that's a 3. It's a 3 on a 15. It's a little technical, but that's basically a 5. 1/3 of 15 is 5. and we like to look at the 5-minute levels. So coming back here again, what are the other trades? Okay, after the news at 10 o'clock, which came out, University of Michigan consumer sentiment, inflation expectations were higher, and so that sent the market shooting down. We get a bounce point, okay, putting in a pivot. All right, it bounces up, okay. There's a breakthrough of the pivot, a back test right here, and a continuation. So because the back test came right up to that pivot line, I marked it in purple. It's also VWAP there too, by the way. And that's one of the reasons it pivoted right there, because it went to VWAP. So I put the line here, and we look for a breakthrough and a back test. It back tested here, but didn't quite get up there right. This one did. This was within, I would say, 82.75, 83.50, less than a point. Okay, so now the entry could be to wait to get under, all the EMAs. And this one, we got under here, right here, and back tested the 15-second. So that's a great entry point right there. We can put our stop above the swing high, maybe like a 12-point stop, and take it down to the next support level, which happens to be right here. This is the support level we're looking to trade later on. This is another trade that's coming up, but that is a support level, right? So you could take it down to this support level. So that is a nice little trade right there. And that one would be, let's say you were to get out around this level, a 1.84. Okay, so that's another trade. Now, keeping our mind on the 15-minute and the breakthrough, the back test continuation on that swing point, we're looking for that next. Okay, so what happens? We do break through that level, which is right here. We do come back up and we start back testing it. This particular one, back tests against the 5-minute. The 5-minute, you generally need a double top or a head and shoulders pattern, okay? And you need to see on the 5-minute chart that we've got a color change happening with the candles. So here's that breakthrough right here. Right here, it's kind of a double push through, because there is some resistance there, right? So you push through it finally, and then we start coming up for the back test. Here we got like a double back test here, and then we got a color change, and then we wait. Once again, it's always good to, when's a good time to buy or sell? When you're under all the EMAs, right? When you're stacked and fanning out. So now that we've got our back test against that key level, which was, again, right here on this 15-minute, you can find it there, and then it comes back through that level, right? Back test the 5. Now you're into the 5. Now you're looking for a color change on the 5 with a double top. You got that color change right on the 5, right? You got your pullback and your rejection and your color change on the 5, and that is right about here. And now you're getting under. When's a good time to sell? When you're under your EMAs and you're stacked and you're falling, right? So now we're under all the EMAs. We got a little back test here, a little back test here. Either one of these is fine, okay? You can go ahead and get short, right? Either here, right? We'll stop up here, or down here. Either one. They're both kind of showing that they're respecting this 15-second cloud, and then you can take it down again to the swing lows. In this case, you got a double bottom, right? You got bottoms once, bottoms twice, and it's going up. So that's a nice little trade right there. It's not the biggest trade in the world, and you could make it a bigger trade by saying, okay, well, I'm going to keep a little bit tighter stop, because it's already double topped against the 5. It's down, it's under the 15, it's double topped against the 15, and you could tighten up your stop there and get a 3-to-1, if you want to. That's a little bit higher risk doing it that way, but it's valid. Okay, or you could just be like moderate and say, hey, I'm going to be here and get a 1.5 out of it. Okay, that's the other option. So lots of options there for you, but those are 3 or 4 trades there that happened on Friday. Again, all basically within the context of right after the open, between 10:30 and 11, or 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. That's when you want to trade. That's when you want to find your trades. Okay, that's it.